Hello, everybody. My name is Hanto Mario, and I'm doing a Father's Day special.
Yeah.
Doing a special talk with my dad, my guest. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, son?
I'm doing great, man.
Good,
Doing great.
good. I'm glad to be on your show today.
Me too. Me too. I'm gonna say some. I'm gonna ask some questions to you, and you got some answers.
I don't know. Let's see what your questions are.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
All right.
Question one.
All right.
How many video game consoles did you have when you were a kid?
Wow. Uh, One video game console that I know of, that I remember, and it was the only one that I had, and that was the one I bought. That was a Super Nintendo, uh, and that was the only console I had.
The SNES?
Yeah, the NES, SNES.
Oh.
And so, unlike you, I'm not. I know you're a super gamer. You love video games.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really into a lot of video games because I wasn't that skilled at playing them. I sucked at playing them.
Oh.
So yeah, I did. But with that, a lot of my friends didn't have consoles and things of that nature. So when I kind of got a little money, a little job, I had a little job. I was doing a little work around the neighborhood and stuff like that. I was helping people, and I bought a Super Nintendo. And the first game I got, well, the game that came with it was uh, Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Bros. 1?
No, Super Mario Bros. World.
World. Oh,
yeah,
I love that one.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
I love
good.
that.
That was good. Yep, I enjoyed playing that. And then I bought this fighting game called Contra.
Contra.
Oh my God, me and my friends loved Contra.
Man,
it was the best game out there because you could like get lives and help each other. I loved Contra, man. I could never get enough
with
of it.
explosions.
Yeah. And back then, you know how the graphics really had gotten upbeat because it was the Super Nintendo 64. So it made the graphics be so much better because everything back then was like 16-bit. Mm-hmm. But when they got to this, now it was 32-bit. When they got to this 64, it was phenomenal.
It went 3D.
The graphics were amazing.
Tell me about it.
And so we had a good time with that Super Nintendo. But like I said, I wasn't a real gamer. So that was the only console that I had. And I wasn't really into playing the games. Now we had back then. We had more arcades, right?
Yeah, I love arcades.
Yeah, so we went to the arcades and this place called Big Daddy's. I remember this place called Big Daddy's. We used to go to play the games and bowl and stuff like that. But it was so hard for me to beat those games, and you got to keep putting quarters in the machine. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it was just awful. But then some guys, man, you would never play the game because you put your quarter in there. It was like you wasting your money because they knew all the codes and stuff, how to hit it twice and bag it up and hit the punch button and then do some incredible thing with it. And it was just like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. So I'm not a gamer, but my first console, to answer your question, was the Super Nintendo.
All right.
So you went to grad.
That's right.
And grad was inside of the high school of Southside. Mm-hmm. And so that's the high school that I attended. So what you know at Southside Middle School, it was not a middle school for me. It was Southside High School.
Southside High.
Right.
Okay.
So my high school was pretty cool. I enjoyed my high school days. When I was, there, I wasn't, a famous person or anything like that. I was in some of the clubs they had. I was pretty much a quiet guy. But I ran track. I was one.
Me too.
Yeah. I was one race away from going to the state, and I had shin splints. And I ran I ran the last run and fell over in the grass because they was hurting so bad. My shins were hurting so bad, and so I just couldn't bear it. So I fell out. I fell out of that race, and I tried my best. I gave it my best, but it just didn't work for me. So that was one of the things I did while I was in Southside. I was in school, ran track, and I was in some clubs, and so. I had a great time in high school. It was fun. I did things. I wish I could have done more things when I look back in retrospect.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was great. Also, with my college time, my college time was short, and it was in the sense that I was following behind a great person, which was my sister, and everybody thought that I was going to be just like my sister. So, most people thought I was going to be just like her. But with that understanding, so that for me, it felt like pressure. So I had to be like her. Okay. So I went to college, and the college I went to was State Tech, what you know as Southwest right now.
Oh.
Yeah, Southwest was the Macon campus that was State Tech at the time. And so I went there, and when I went there, I don't think that I was really ready for college life, or college, because my mental capacity wasn't there. Because some, the classes I was taking, they were pretty tough classes, and I didn't stay there long. I think I went to school for about a year and a half, and because things had got tough, I never did ask for any help. I didn't ask anybody for any help, and so I should have been, asking people for help, because I ended up on academic probation, and not just academic probation when I was going to school.
Yeah.
Because the classes were so tough, I wouldn't even go to class. And not going to classes wasn't the way to go. I should have been asking for help, and so I was too afraid to ask for help, because I didn't think that people would look at me. I thought people would look at me in the sense and say, well, you don't know this, you don't know that. So I didn't ever ask for help, which I wish I would have. But nonetheless, I ended up on academic probation and ended up flunking out. At that time, so I did eventually go back to school and went and got a degree in pharmacy technician, and I got an associate's degree in that area. So it took me some time to get back and get my feet under me, but I eventually went back to school and did what I needed to do. So, but again, I think I wish I had asked for help while I had the opportunity, while it was given to me at first. So that was something. But I had fun. It was cool.
Awesome.
Yep. Next question.
All right. Next question then. 3. If your father was present in your life, then would you believe that your life would have been different?
Ooh. So,
tough question.
That is a tough question. So, to give your listeners some background on myself, my father was a absentee father, so to speak.
Yeah.
My father was not living with me. When I say absentee, he wasn't living with me. He didn't come to see me or pick me up or do any of those things. So he wasn't necessarily in my life, so to speak, right? But I did know him. I knew who he was. We didn't have a great relationship. And when I say a great relationship, there's the fact that we never talked. I never called him. He never called me. We just never did have that father, son, dad, son relationship.
Yeah, never had that connection.
Yeah, we never had a connection. I'll finish the story a little later on about how that worked for me. So you said it would be better. So I can't say that it would or wouldn't because I don't know. That is a very hypothetical question. And I would just be guessing at what the answer is. But unfortunately, my father suffered from some abuse. He abused substance, and with that in mind, I don't know if I would have been better being around him.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have been the thing or the caveat to take me and put me in that situation. So to say that I would be better, I don't know. I can't say. But by me being now a Christian man, a man that loves God and understand that I did need my father. I not necessarily think that he was going to serve me best living in my house with me.
Yeah.
But I needed him so that I could know who I was and what my identity was. So, in the sense that I needed him does not always negate or does not say that he should have been in my life, even though I needed him. And so what I mean by that is maybe it was a plan by God for him not to be in my life, because if I had seen some of the stuff that he did while he abused substances,
yeah,
maybe that would affect me. And I would not probably be the person or the man that I am today. I could probably be a worse
version of him.
Exactly. Or I could be in the place that I am now because maybe I saw what I didn't want to become.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I completely understand.
Yeah, so I don't know. It is totally hypothetical. But again, I think that the planning, the way God does things and put people in your life, which I did have other people in my life, and I kind of want to speak to that. It's a great question. So the first male, I still needed a male to be in my life. So the first male that I really truly had in my life was my granddad.
Mm-hmm.
And he was somebody who taught me so many things. He taught me, how to use my hands. And so you remember when we fixed the sink?
Yeah, I remember fixing that bathroom sink.
Yeah, we fixed the bathroom sink, and it took us a good little while to fix that sink.
Like 3 hours.
Oh my God, it took us a while. But in taking us that long, I learned that from my granddad.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to do that stuff with him, and so that was a great blessing and a great thing in my life. I don't know if I would have had that with my dad.
Yeah.
Maybe the abuse of substance didn't allow him to know how to do that. So this was a plus in my life, So and then I had another guy by the name of Leslie Ratliff that helped me and showed me how to use my hands as well. So that was a great pivotal time in my life where he caught me and got me to a point and he just spent time with me. And I think that every young male needs time from another male. And I think that's important from a dad's perspective, from a father's perspective. A male needs time. He needs some time spent with him from a mentor or someone who's older than him to show him how to do certain things.
But it's pretty important that boys need to have a father figure in their life. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. You need somebody to to image, to see, to vision how I should be the way I am, you know. So, and everybody does. I don't care who you are. You have some type of imagery that you've seen from something. Someone has showed you something, how you are or how to be who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. He just gave me time. So my granddad showed me how to work my hands. Leslie Rather showed me. He gave me time. And that third male that I want to talk about is my pastor, Pastor Dennis Westbrook, who gave me wisdom. He gave me wisdom. He gave me wisdom on how to navigate through being the man that I am now. Because I probably couldn't be a successful man the way I am if I hadn't had some instructions and some wisdom and guidance from him. So my hats are off, and I highlight those guys that were in my life to better my life. Since my dad was an absentee father and wasn't in my life, and I don't get down on that because maybe he did what he probably didn't have what he needed to have for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe those guys had what I needed, and so he didn't have it. He couldn't give it. So God allowed those other people to be in my life. But I will say this. So I was similar to this particular area of time, around Father's Day. I reconnected with my dad one Father's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, I reconnected because I was listening to a guy speak or talk. As a matter of fact, it was an elder in our church. His name is Elder Mosley, and he was talking about how he, reconnected with his father. And I said, okay, I hear this testimony, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I got my dad's number. I called my dad. I called him on Father's Day, and I talked to him, and I told him how much I loved him, and I just, wanted to, let him know I was sorry for not reaching out to him, being a guy, being someone who would, bridge that gap. And he cried, and he told me he was sorry. I told him I was sorry, and we reconnected our relationship. And my dad has passed; he has died, and so with that in mind, right before I got married, I told my dad, "Hey, listen, I want you to come to my wedding," and it was 2 weeks before my wedding. He was coming to my wedding.
Oh.
It was 2 weeks before my wedding that my dad passed. And it hurt me. It hurt me. It really hurt me. But the good thing about it, to all your listeners, is I made amends with my dad before he left.
Man, that's amazing, man.
I made amends with my dad before he left. And I purposed in my heart that I was going to do that. And so it was a good thing, So even though he wasn't there, I had somebody to be there to show me how to be a man and show me how to connect back to my father. So that's kind of sort of the difference, I think, again, it's a hypothetical question. So I don't know how to physically answer that, but I can say that I turned out pretty good.
Man, that is very, very good. And also, shout out to our church homies at our church who give us, who treat us as sons, as fathers as well. Shout out to all the father figures at our church.
Yeah, and not just to those guys, also to anybody who's not necessarily a father to someone else's kids.
Absolutely.
We want to salute you. Our hats are off to you. We salute you. We thank you for being who you are. Continue to be those dads, those fathers. I say this too. If you don't have the title of a father, or if you have not yet, I say this. The title of the father has to be earned. You have to earn the title of a father. If you don't earn the title of a father, one will be appointed to you.
Oh, yeah.
A title will be appointed to you.
Say that.
You will get a title. You'll probably get a title as deadbeat. You'll probably get a title as worthless person.
Right.
You'll probably get a title as sperm donor.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a title.
Yep.
You will earn that title. So understand, the titles are earned. So you'll get the title be given to you.
Man, there's a good word right there. All right, then. Fourth question.
Okay.
How long did you work as a jail warden?
Okay. I wasn't a warden. I was just a jailer. And a jail warden would be someone who's over a prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't in a prison. I was in a jail. So I was just in jail. So the thing about that is, I was a turnkey, and I basically was a guard to make sure that the what we call inmates didn't disrupt, or they stayed in line, and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for 3 years, and it's not a pretty job. It's not a glamorous job. It's a glorified babysitting job. Basically, you're babysitting grown men. You have to keep order.
Yeah.
You have to keep order. So that's just what has to go on there.
It was some, I guess, some good days, and then it was just some awful days. Jail is not a pretty place, and so it's just not a place a person wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even as a worker.
So, now the fifth question was, why did you become a dedicated minister and member of Greater Love Miracle Center Church?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think I start with the latter, and then I go to the beginning part of that question.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I become a member? Was it all started for me as a little kid. I was like basically raised in that church.
Mm-hmm.
It's the church that my grandmother went to, and so my mom went to that church, goes to that church, and I was, they started me out going to that church, and so the church was Greater Deliverance at the time. And they got a name change to Greater Love. So, but it was Greater Deliverance when I first started going. And I was a little kid, and I've been going there ever since. And so there were preachers and pastors that I just like really enjoyed listening to at the ministry. So like I said, I grew up in that ministry in the sense of the church that I knew that, and I seen that ministry do great things for my grandmother and my mom, and they in turn did great things for the ministry as well. So it was like a giving and receiving type of thing. They didn't just receive everything from the church. They gave back to the church as well. There's so many testimonies that my grandmother have of giving away coats. If I would call her ministry anything, it would be the coat ministry, because she would get these trench coats, and they were really nice coats. We call them London fog coats.
London fog?
Yeah, London fog. Because when you think about London, it's cold, dreary, damp,
cloudy
place,
and
cloudy and fog everywhere. And so they called it the London fog trench coats. And she bought several people coats like that. And so she was one who gave back to the ministry. And like I said, I've been there ever since. And I have enjoyed my time there. I've grown there as well. I've grown in knowledge and wisdom. And the first part of that question was, how did I become a dedicated minister? So
Mm-hmm.
that question is such a from a standpoint. I used to watch the people uh, who would get up and talk and speak,
Yeah.
and I had an affinity for those folks, a love for the way they would talk and expound or give the word out. And so
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, I enjoy that. As a little kid, as a little boy, it was just an attraction for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say to myself, man, I wish I could do that. Man, I wish I could do that. And within myself, I caught myself practicing or mimicking those people. Uh, Bishop Ratliff was at that particular time was a woman pastor that started Greater Deliverance,
Mm-hmm.
which in turn she passed away, and her son uh, took the ministry as far as being the pastor. He took pastorship, and I enjoyed his ministry. And then the current pastor, who's the pastor of Greater Love Miracle Center Church, Dennis Westbrook. And so I've seen the different styles of these people, and so I was just gravitated to those different styles. And the person who started it all out had a ministry where she could just, she had this powerful, I say it was this powerful type of authoritative, commanding type of a spirit and this type of a voice, and she could say stuff to people, and they would just, have
Clear.
the spirit. They would receive the spirit, and it would be something. And so that was amazing. And pastor after her was a pastor that the person, he exhorted and could get you excited and run through a wall.
Mm.
The type of preaching that he did. And then the current pastor will teach you the word. So I've learned so many different ways to deliver and how to get messages across. And so I've, since I had that hunger and that thriving and that wanting, I even asked God, it's like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And he made it available for me. And not everybody can just do that, but all of us are some type of a minister. And I wanted to be that type of person, to be able to step in front of people and share the word. But I had to make sure I understood that was important. Had to make sure that I knew how important that was, because what I say, somebody's going to listen to it.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to do the stuff that I say. So I can't just be saying stuff of my own accord, or what I think or what I believe. I have to really know and understand the stuff that I say will deliver to somebody else, because they're going to carry that out.
Right.
So that's kind of sort of the road that I took. And being a minister is not an easy job or easy task. It has the things of responsibility. And so I have to be responsible for people. I have to be responsible for myself, because I can't do certain things. I can't allow certain things to disrupt my mind or do, I'm held to a higher standard. And so I chose that. And that's what I chose. So here I am. But in lieu of Father's Day, it takes a lot, just like it takes a lot for me to be a minister. It takes a lot to be a father. It takes responsibility. It takes being dedicated. It takes being selfless. You can't be a selfish person and be a father. because
Yeah.
a father has to sacrifice. A father has to give. A father has to get up when nobody else want to get up.
Mm.
A father sometimes has to be cold when others can be warm. A father sometimes has to be hungry when others are full. So these are the things that fathers should do. They should sacrifice, and so what fathers do, they do certain things and carry certain things out. And like I said before, if it's almost like being in a court of law, if you cannot afford to be a father, or if you cannot afford the title of a father, one will be appointed to you. You will get a title. It may not necessarily be the title of father. So, uh, I just behoove all the men in my closing statement. I behoove all the men to, if you just want to, step up and be the man that you need to be, and be the man that be all you can be. Allow God to be in your life, and if He's in your life, then you can be that man.
Man, that is such an uh, amazing thing that you've had experienced throughout all of your years, man.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad to have a father like you.
Yeah. And I'm glad to have a son like you.
Man, uh, it's
A little loss for words, huh?
I'm total loss for words. Like, this talk has been such an amazing. I'm glad that you came as my guest. I'm glad you came. I'm glad I'm able to talk with my father face to face.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have a discussion.
And saying that, a lot of times, a lot of fathers and sons don't have a relationship like to sit down and just have discussions and have, just good times. They have to grow up. I mean, they have to kind of sort of be grown to have simple conversations. But I want to challenge fathers, talk to your sons, take time out with them, be the big dad, be the big brother, be the one that's gonna play catch. Do all the things that you can with your son, because it's important. It's truly important. And now, now that you are of a certain age and you're doing certain things, we can sit down and do this type of thing, or I can allow you to be the man who you are developing to be. I'm not trying to short circuit your manhood because I'm not all I want to be, and you're going on and being this prolific person.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to encourage other fathers to have talks, sit down and have discussions, come up with questions that challenges, come up with questions that challenge your son. Sons, come up with questions that challenge your father, so you can become better. There's a scripture that says that iron sharpeneth iron, and what that basically means is the more I can make you push to get better, the better you'll become, and the more you can push to make me get better, the better I become. So those two blades hitting each other, it chips. It's iron and iron. It chips off something, and it becomes some type of weapon or sharper item to do the things that it needs to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word of advice from you.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad that you came. That you came to this Father's Day special to talk with me.
Sure.
And it's great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys want to learn that this Father's Day special is not just about giving your dad a present. It's about being present.
Wow.
With your father, man.
Wow.
It's about loving your father no matter what, good or bad times. You be there with your father and make sure that you appreciate of what he does for you. As the saying goes, you are what you eat. Meaning, you take what your father shows and what his actions is shown to you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also, I want to welcome another special guest as well. Please come on now. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Hey, this is my little sister. You be going. Hey, it's okay. Just show yourself. It's alright. Show yourself. Yeah. See, we're all family. Yeah. It's alright. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I just want to.
And there's another guest, Hippo. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today?
Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
Bye, and